Let's take a look at the second part of our slope section. Let's warm up first with finding the slope of each of these lines, just like we did in the first part of the section. The first one, again, we're looking at rise over run. So we went up 6 and over 4, so that would be a slope of 3/2 after reducing. Here we went down 11 and over 3, so negative 11/3 would be our slope. We have another way that we can take a look at slope. We talked yesterday about the change in y over the change in x, or vertical change over horizontal change. We also talked yesterday about rise over run. Now we're going to look at a formula for slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We have different types of slope. You probably noticed in your homework assignment last night that some slopes were positive. Those are ones that are going to increase from left to right. In other words, ones that are kind of going uphill. Negative slope is ones that slant downhill. No slope would be a line like this. In this case, the little bird cannot ski vertically. Sheer doom awaits the bird at the bottom of a vertical hill. So that's one that we would not want to ski. A zero slope would be a flat line or a horizontal line. Again, if you can think of a bicyclist on a flat road, he or she would have no problem because there's no slope to that line. However, if you're thinking about having that motorcyclist going up a wall, that would not be a good idea. So therefore, that's an undefined slope. Again, we have 4 different types of slope: negative slope, positive slope, undefined slope, and zero slope. Again, a line with a positive slope slants upward from left to right. Negative slants downward from left to right. A slope of 0 is horizontal. An undefined slope is vertical. Go ahead and label each one of the graphs here with the description at the right. How'd you do? We have positive, negative, 0, and undefined. Again, let's try labeling these ones. This one's negative, it's decreasing. This one's undefined, it's straight up and down. Positive, and 0, we have our flat line. Our slope formula. As I said, we have many different ways that we can describe slope. We talked yesterday about rise over run. Now we're going to have a formula for slope. And that formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So where are these y's and x's coming from? Well, they're coming from our points. We would label one of the points as x1, y1, and the second point as x2, y2. It does not matter if you labeled this point up here as x1, y1, and this one as x2, y2. The slope will come out the same regardless. So, we want to figure out the slope of the line through these 2 points. Again, you can use either pair for x2, y2. So for example, you could use 4, comma, what? For x2, y2, and then 1 comma what for x1, y1, and then we're going to complete the equation. So we would use the point 4, negative 1 for our second x's and y's, and 1, 3 for our first x's and y's. And once you have these labeled, it's very easy to fill in. We need y2, so this is our y2, minus y1, which is 3, over x2, which is 4, minus x1, which is negative 1. So negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4. 4 minus a negative becomes plus, and that gives me 5. So our slope is negative 4/5. Let's practice another one. Again, using our formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We're going to take y2, negative 8, minus y1, or positive 4, so negative 8 minus 4. x2 is 6 minus 2, which is 4, so we get negative 12 over 4, which is negative 3. Try this one. We have negative 3 minus 0, which is negative 3, and negative 6 minus a negative becomes plus 6, which is 0. This is undefined. Remember, when you have a 0 on the bottom, that means it's undefined. You are not allowed to divide by 0. Go ahead and try this one. Again, we're going to do y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So we have 8 minus a negative 7, which is 8 plus 7, or 15, and 5 minus 10, which is negative 5. Simplify to get negative 3. Go ahead and try this one. Again, we're going to take y2 minus y1, 5 minus 5, negative 1 minus 0 is negative 1. A 0 on top is okay. You can get a 0 on a test. Unfortunately, it's just a 0%, so that would be a 0 slope. One more. This one has a slope of negative 7 over 11. Your homework assignment for today is page 296, numbers 17 to 25.